Alright, what's going on, guys? It's ValREcO here, and as I'm recording this, it's like a couple days away from the Sony press conferences and the Xbox press conferences for E3 this year. But I want to talk about how, these upgradable consoles are just a terrible idea. Like, it's just a bad idea. Let's be honest here, people. If they start upgrading consoles, people just won't buy consoles, I feel like, anymore. They'll just say, fuck it, let's buy a PC, because that's what I'm going to do. If they start having upgradable consoles where, every fucking 2 years, you think you buy a console that's supposed to last 5 or 6 years. Now we're only, what, 3 going on 3 years in. Now they're talking about upgradable consoles. That's just a bad idea in all aspects. Let's break it down. You're not splitting the community up by having different games, different tiers of games, like fucking Grand Theft Auto regular, and then Grand Theft Auto PlayStation Neo or Xbox Scorpio, whatever the fuck it is. You're not splitting up the community in that aspect, but you're making it harder for developers to develop games for no fucking reason. The reason why developers like developing games for consoles is because you don't have to do anything. You don't have to worry about, well, will it work for this graphics card and not for this graphics card? How do we do this and that? It's just you develop it for one PlayStation, and it will work for all of the PlayStations. That's what, or Xbox or whatever. That's why it's so easy to develop, and make games. Now, they still come out broken. Like, we gotta look at it now. These games still sometimes come out broken for consoles, which is just fucking terrible. Like, how do you come out with broken games at launch for these fucking console games? Like, how is that even possible when it's so easy to develop the game and get it to run on one console? Obviously it'll work on the other ones. Now that if you throw in a monkey wrench that now we got 2 different PlayStation consoles and we got 2 different Xbox consoles. Let's look at Battlefield 4, for example. Battlefield 4 was fucked, and the main reason why it was fucked is because they developed for PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and fucking PC. That's 5 different platforms to make sure it ran good on. And that was a fucking disaster because games were fucked. You know what I mean? Games were fucked when they came out. Now when you look at games that are, now they're not developing games for PlayStation 3 anymore. You look at how good look at how good Doom runs. Let's look at how good Doom runs. Doom, I haven't had the PlayStation freeze. I've never had it lag. I've never had the frames drop really hard. Nothing. It's just a perfectly running game. And the same goes for Uncharted. I had it freeze one time in the story mode, but after that it never froze again. You know what I mean? It was a well-running game. But that, obviously, with Uncharted, that's obviously a one-platform game, PlayStation 4. But a lot of these games that are coming out now are working better because we're now in these developers are learning how to develop with the current hardware and learn how to develop around it. Like, if you look at PlayStation 3 games, at the beginning, like if you play Uncharted 1, the graphics look alright for today's standards. They would get that motherfucker. Uncharted 1 would get like a 6. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm playing them obviously all, and they're all on my channel. That game would get like a 6. Then when you go to Uncharted 2, you can see the upgrades, and it's the same fucking console. You could see it's still the PlayStation 3. You can see the improvements with movement, with graphics, sound, physics, everything. It just gets better and better. Now I'm on Uncharted 3, and I'm like, damn, this shit looks really good. Like, this shit could come out on PlayStation 4, and it would get fucking 8s or 9s. Like, that's how good it looks. Whether the story or not is good, I don't know, because I've only gotten like 2 or 3 missions in, and I can't remember the story that well. But it's a fucking great game, right? And it came out on PlayStation 3. And then if you look at Uncharted 1, you're like, wow, these are 2 totally different games. You would think they come out on different consoles. You'd think they would come out, on different graphics cards or something. Like, you would be like, there's no way these both came out on PlayStation 3, and then this one looks so much better. Well, that's for the fact that the reason why it's like that is because of the fact that the developers had more time to develop, and they got better, and they figured out how to cut, less GPU power here or graphics power here there, and then put it over here, and they figured out a way to maneuver, and they got good at maneuvering with the consoles. Like, look at The Last of Us. That's another PlayStation 3 game. Compare The Last of Us on PlayStation 3 to Uncharted 1, you're like, what the fuck? This is like a totally different world. And so when we move over and talk about Xbox, you know, Xbox, I don't know what they're thinking. They don't got no fucking games, and they're talking about upgrading the console. Like, bitch, you need to come out with some hot concepts, some games. Power, what does Power got to do with anything? Because Rise looks fucking gorgeous, okay? I would like to play Rise, I think that's what it's called. It's that fucking, shit, what is it called? Fuck. It's like a Spartan game or whatever, like a sword fighting game. But anyways, you know, where's the games at though? Why are you focusing on Power and these gimmick VR joints? Like, we need the games, fam. Nobody gives a fuck about, you know, Power. Oh, it's so much more power, because you'll figure it the fuck out. We have, you know, I have faith in developers figuring it the fuck out. Like, you don't have to, oh, now we gotta get the PlayStation 4.5 and the Xbox 1.27.0. Like, that shit is not gonna help your problem when you ain't got no fucking games. Especially on Xbox, because they ain't got no fucking games. They got Halo 5 and Rise of the Tomb Raider, but to me, those shits don't even count, because those aren't even fucking exclusives. Those are timed exclusives, and they will be on PlayStation 4. And most likely, in the next couple of days, they're gonna announce Rise of the Tomb Raider coming to PlayStation 4. You know, so you need to, as a company, you gotta, Xbox, they need to figure out what the fuck they're doing, because these buying timed exclusive joints that's not gonna last. That's only a temporary band-aid. You need to come out with original games, with original concepts, and build up your own studios. You know what I'm saying? And stop focusing on these fucking upgradable consoles, because that's just not, it's a terrible idea, and people are just gonna say, fuck this. What do I need to have an Xbox for when I'll just fucking get fucking all the Xbox games are coming to PC anyways? And same with PlayStation. You know, I want to play The Last of Us, so I'll keep my PlayStation 4. And then after that, fuck them. Like, there's no point, because they're going to have these upgradable consoles every year. It's just a bad idea when I can just buy a PC and then have the same graphics card for like 7 or 8 years. And they still run on max and ultra settings. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a bad idea all around. And it's a bad idea just for the longevity of the company and the console. So with that being said, nevertheless, like and subscribe, all that bullshit. Twitter.com/ValREcO, YouTube.com/ValREcO, and I'm out of this bitch. Peace.